Hey, 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 it's Deanne here. How are you? Today I want to talk about cravings, specifically food cravings. Are you having any cravings these days? You may find yourself craving things like salt, maybe it's sugar, it could be chocolate or dairy. So there's lots of different things that you can actually crave. So let's talk a little bit about why you get cravings. All right, so there's lots of different reasons. First off, dehydration. It can be as easy as that. So whenever you do get your craving, when it comes on, the first thing I always recommend is grab a glass of water and drink it down, because if it's as easy as that and you can curb that craving just with a glass of water, it's pretty easy, right? Secondly, it could be low blood sugar. When was the last time you ate? So maybe you need to eat something. And I always recommend grabbing something with protein and fat. That'll always satiate you a little bit more. It could be that you didn't get a good night's sleep. So sleep is always important for the body. And it could be stress. So you always have to look at how you're managing your stress, how much stress you have, if there's any way that you can decrease your stress, or you can find that, that perfect way to really not have it affect you so much. And other reasons are mineral deficiencies, mineral and vitamin deficiencies. A lot of us have a tendency to eat the same foods all the time. And what happens is you're getting those same minerals over and over, but then you're lacking some of these other minerals and vitamins that our body needs in order to make energy and other processes in the body. So you may be craving a specific food or specific salt or sugar because there is a mineral deficiency that you're not really taking in enough of. That's always kind of an interesting way to look at things. Again, life deficiencies. So if you, and this is kind of big now, if you aren't getting enough support, aren't getting enough love, if you're lonely, if you're just not having fun and there's no joy in your life, then you're going to start having cravings. And again, it can be dairy, it can be chocolate, it can be sugar, and it can be salt. It kind of just depends on you. So, let's take a look at certain cravings. So I don't know what kind of craving you're having now, but we'll try to go through several of them, and hopefully I'll hit on the one that you're having. So dairy. Dairy is an interesting one because it really happens when you're stressed and when you're lonely. And you're going to have, you know, cravings for cheese and milk and yogurt and things like that. So when that happens, the best foods to actually eat are nuts. So nuts and seeds, and then creamy things. So think hummus, guacamole, those like dips and things like that are going to probably satiate you when your dairy craving comes on. Moving on to chocolate. Now when you have a craving for chocolate, it's usually because you have a magnesium deficiency. So foods that contain magnesium are legumes like lentils and beans, and then again, nuts and seeds. You can always take a magnesium supplement that can help. Most of us are deficient in magnesium, so it's probably an important supplement for you to actually add to your regimen. Moving on to sugar. So sugar is a big one. So you can have sugar cravings, again, because of dehydration, because of low blood sugar, but also because of low chromium and low sulfur and low carbon. So, different things that you probably wouldn't think about at all. So food groups that are good to eat when you're having that sugar craving, and you may end up taking then some sugar, but you can always start with fresh fruit. So when you're having that sugar craving, fruit is a great one because there's sugar in fruit, but you're also getting that fiber. So it's not going to really mess with your blood sugar as much. And when you add protein with your fruit, with any kind of carb that you're probably going to really be craving, that's going to help prevent your blood sugar spikes. Greens. So any kind of green leafy vegetable, broccoli, spinach, kale. I know that's probably not going to be quite like your sugar craving, but just make sure you eat some of those along with something else. And then things like cranberries, eggs are another important one. Let's see, grapes. That's one of your fruits that you can take in. So those should all help you with your sugar craving. And if you're, if you're a big sugar eater, and you may have actually produced an addiction to sugar. So, I'm going to mention my 7-day liver cleanse at the end of this. That would be a great place for you to start. And then lastly, salt. We talked a little bit about salt being, because of adrenal fatigue. It can also be because of low chloride or low zinc. Now, zinc is found in seafood, so oysters and fish and shrimp and things like that, as well as pumpkin seeds. And then lastly, chloride. You may, if you're getting a big salt craving, then just make sure you're adding enough sea salt or kosher salt, not iodized salt, to your food. So right before you eat it, you can just put a little bit of sea salt on there. And when you cook it, kosher salt is really nice when you're actually cooking your food. So think about those things. But also raw goat cheese and fish are another one when you're having that salty craving. Alrighty, I hope that sounds good to you. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll see you later.